The sun blazed fiercely on the dusty road from Jerusalem to Jericho. Merchants, travelers, and pilgrims often braved the perilous route despite its reputation for danger. Among them was a man, ordinary, unassuming, journeying to Jericho with a satchel slung across his shoulder. His mind was preoccupied with thoughts of family and business, unaware that danger lurked nearby. Suddenly, from the shadows of jagged rocks, a band of robbers sprang forth, armed with clubs and knives. They attacked him mercilessly, stripping him of his clothes and belongings. His cries for help echoed into the wilderness, but there was no one to answer. When they were done, the robbers fled, leaving him battered and broken, barely clinging to life. The road, now quiet, seemed to stretch endlessly before him. His breaths were shallow, his vision blurred. His only hope was that anyone would find him before it was too late. As the morning wore on, the sound of approaching footsteps stirred the injured man. A priest was traveling the same road, his robes pristine and flowing. The man's heart leaped with hope. Surely a man of God would stop to help. But the priest paused, glanced at the broken figure lying on the ground, and hesitated. He muttered a prayer under his breath. Convincing himself that someone else would come along, he crossed to the other side of the road and hurried past, his eyes fixed ahead. Moments later, another figure appeared, a Levite, a respected servant in the temple. He too saw the man and slowed his pace. Unlike the priest, the Levite drew closer, studying the injuries, but fear overtook him. What if the robbers were still nearby? What if helping this man defiled me? He thought, shaking his head. He stepped around the man and walked away. Hope dimmed in the injured man's heart. Each passing moment felt like an eternity, and the shadows began to creep across the road as the road wound. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, another traveler came into view. He was a Samaritan, a man of a people despised by the Jews. He rode on a sturdy donkey, his cloak dusty from the road. When his eyes fell on the injured man, he stopped at once. The Samaritan dismounted and approached cautiously. Kneeling beside the man, he saw the blood, the bruises, the desperation in his eyes. Compassion surged through him. He didn't care about the man's identity or the risks involved. He simply saw a fellow human in need. From his bag, he retrieved oil and wine to clean the wounds and tore strips from his own garment to bandage them. Gently, he lifted the man into his donkey and led the animal slowly toward the nearest inn. At the inn, the Samaritan cared for the man through the night, ensuring he was fed and comfortable. The next morning, he approached the innkeeper and handed him 2 silver coins. "Take care of him," he said. "If you spend more, I'll repay you when I return." The Samaritan left quietly, his heart full, knowing he had done what was right. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more stories.